My name is Katleho Motingoe.
I live in Soweto. I grew up in Soweto. I'm a mother of two. There's so much to me. I'm actually a marketer by profession, as part of my career goals. And I fell in love with hockey when I started playing in school, It was part of the co-curriculars that we had in primary school. I started playing in grade 5. And then obviously then advanced into high school. But then, I wasn't aware of, trials, all of that stuff. I was just happy playing a different sport, from kids in the township, because everybody either played netball or played soccer, and I just thought, let me try something new. So I've always fallen in love with the sport from like a schooling element, and the dream was always to come back and give back to my community, because I think the fun part was every time I came back from school, everybody would ask me, why are you carrying a bag that's got a stick? How do you play the sport? Why are you playing the sport? Why don't you just play netball? I think because of my height as well, So I think just those questions, but also more than anything, it was having to learn that I can't play this sport, within the township, and I always have to kind of leave Soweto to go and play. So even, after high school and through high school, I thought to myself, one day, I actually want to have a club where other kids are playing. So this is a dream actually from about 2010, 2011, So a dream delayed is never denied, And when I started in 2023, I thought to myself, why not? A better time to start now, because there's more knowledge. I started playing social hockey again and so forth. So it's just been, part of my DNA, if you want to call it that. My support from Betway Cares means the world to me. I cried the day they contacted me. And just knowing that we have organizations like Betway Cares support sports in communities, it's really looking forward to see what that relationship looks like. Pandas Hockey Club is looking for, playing kit. We're looking for resources. We're looking to build a hockey field all together. So relationships and partnerships, like Betway Cares or having Betway Cares on board is exciting in a sense that we know that we can fill some of the dreams as well. Looking forward to this Netherlands trip because there's so much that I want to learn from what the Dutch are doing. We all look up to them because they're number one in hockey, in the world, from their female teams and their male teams, but more so just how to run clubs, how to kind of grow our hockey community from a skills level, from a coaching level. Everybody's got different coaching styles, so it's about learning what we can do, how we can implement, There's obviously manuals and things that you can read. There's YouTube, there's everything else. But it's always so great to kind of have that personal feel when you are with other coaches or learning from other clubs as to what they do. The difference with them is that they probably have high-end facilities that we don't. But eventually, when we get there, we kind of want to implement and know what we're doing with our kids. And I always say, it's not like we don't have, grounds where we can train or anything like that. So a skill is a skill at the end of the day, learning about tactics, learning about the technical side of hockey as well, and just understanding, how they get their athletes going as well. As a coach, I really am looking to grow, the skill set that I have. I never imagined myself as a coach. I won't lie to you. I've always been the person in the background, trying to create the opportunities, trying to find the opportunities. But when I realized that my role is bigger than just me, where I have to also kind of then impart the skill on the coaches that I'm looking for. And it's also just about how we are finding other people in the community to help and build to be hockey coaches. We have a lot of soccer coaches, we've got netball coaches, we've got cricket coaches, but every time we've tried to approach people to say, hey, do you want to learn about hockey? Do you want to kind of coach hockey? It's always been so difficult because, one, people don't understand the rules, they don't understand the sports. So like you said, it's not just about the coaching but the mentorship. How do you guide one thing I am really learning through this process is patience. I haven't always been the most patient person, but having to deal with kids, from a different scenario or a different community that you come from, has been mind-blowing for me, But even from a coaching perspective, it's helping kids younger than me, grow into their leadership roles, because leadership is not just about pitching and showing up, it's about how we're communicating with the kids. Do we understand, where they are and what their psyche is at that particular point, having to teach them skills, because teaching in its own, is a lot of work. So we're not just, people that come and, play with sticks and balls, but it's just finding, the balance in it all as to how do we then navigate, around the kids, around the communities that we have, around some of the challenges. That's very close to my heart. I think the passion comes from just playing, you know what I mean? Because playing creates the opportunities. And because we don't have any facilities or any hockey leagues right now, right? Our kids are then exposed to what happens outside of Soweto. So for them, I love how when we get to different schools, they say, oh, Aunty Kat, I wish I was at this school. Oh, Aunty Kat, how can hockey make me travel? Oh, Aunty Kat, how can I? I actually have one of my players who said to me they've played soccer for a good 7 years in the township, but they had never left Soweto. But they started playing hockey, and they got to see Joburg, not even leaving, the province, but just seeing things that are outside of Soweto. So for me, it is helping the kids dream bigger, to say there is more out there, you know what I mean? It's not just the schools that are in Soweto, it's not just, the technical colleges that are here. If they want to be doctors, have they seen what Wits University looks like? Yes, they have, because they've played at Wits, you know what I mean? Have they seen what UJ looks like? Yes, they have, because we've played at UJ. And it's just understanding that there are different schools, there are different opportunities out there. So it's more than just that for me. For me, it's play hockey, there's so much more to that. Aunty Kat gets to go to Netherlands. We've had coaches from Netherlands also come and visit us and train and do workshops with us. So there's a world of opportunity out there through sports, and not just you playing on a field in Soweto. I just want to give a big shout out to Betway Cares for supporting Pandas Hockey Club. Being the first hockey club in Soweto, we're really, really, really grateful for your support. We're looking forward to building this relationship with you. We're looking forward to grow the sport in Soweto. We're looking forward to grow grassroots sports, within townships again, within South Africa as well. And we really, really love all the work that we do. So a big shout out from Pandas Hockey Club.